Hello everybody, this is ACHAIA Akaya bringing you another shoutcast here. This is a game that was sent to me by Render Monkey via my YouTube account. So Render Monkey, thanks for sending that replay to me. This is a game between LzGaMeR and a guy named Sid. I have heard of LzGaMeR, I have not heard of Sid. LzGaMeR's other replays that I have seen have been very high quality, so I'm excited to see what happens in this game here. He has spawned as the blue Terran player here and the left spawn. And then over on the right hand side we've got Sid playing as the red Protoss. Now this is on a map called Scrapyard. If you have not seen it before, it's a two-player map, so it's designed specifically for these 1v1 matchups. And there's a couple things that are unique to this map that you don't see on some of the other maps. Mainly, if you look right here, as far as where the starting bases are, they are very close on the actual mini-map, but there's no direct ground connecting them. So they are close as far as air goes, but to get to each other by ground, they have to go all the way out to the front here by these Xel'Naga watchtowers and around these line-of-sight blockers and go all the way around. They do have a natural just outside their base. By the cliff, there's a ramp that is rather wide. It's wider than most of the other maps that are being played in the beta right now. So it's a little bit more difficult to block off if you're trying to get a hard wall off. In the middle here, though, we do see a pathway going across this dirt path which has rocks blocking both ends. So there are two sets of destructible rocks to go through. And it looks like we were seeing a proxy here. LzGaMER's got an SCV building a barracks on the high ground, which this is a very unusual place to scout early on, and the probe is, of course, going to miss it. As we can see, he does not know that the barracks is being built up there by LzGaMeR right now. So Sid is kind of in the dark as to what's going on. And fortunately for LzGaMeR, since this is a good place to hide a barracks, he can probably rely on getting a decent amount of infantry out in that location without being discovered. And due to the timing of the barracks, it's pretty early, so although he is getting an orbital command already, which may tip the Protoss player off that he does have a barracks somewhere on the map, as I believe you do need a barracks in order to build an orbital command. He does have that going up right now, though, going to get some mules and some scan ready. Mules most likely because I'm guessing he cut some SCVs here since he was trying to get that barracks so early. And going back to the red player's base, he does have a gateway up already. He's got a second one coming in right now. And it looks like he's macroing up pretty good. He's got a decent amount of probes, and he is going to go for a third gateway. He does have the assimilator up, but there's no probes in it yet harvesting gas, so he's not going to be able to tech too far immediately. He does have 44 gas. He must have taken whatever probes he had in the assimilator off, so there's no more gas coming in currently, and 44 is not really enough to do anything with. Now it looks like the Protoss player is starting to look around to see if he can find, because he knows there's something fishy going on and that there is no barracks, and it looks like he is going to come up here and scout this barracks. I don't know if this is going to be early enough for him to stop or not. He does have 3 gateways to produce out of, and I'm not sure if he's got any zealots. He's got 1 zealot going right now. Actually, his other 2 gateways are still building, so he might be in trouble if LzGaMeR can crank out enough Marines, and he does have that reactor on there, so that's going to double his production. And it looks like the SCV is actually building a factory, so we may see fast Hellions here, which if you can get a handful of those on somebody's mineral line, it is bad news bears for you. And plus, they are actually really strong against zealots, and with how quick they are, it's difficult for the zealots to chase them down. And going back to the blue Terran player's base, he has got a mule going. It looks like he just lost it, building some more supply depots and now some gas because he is starting to tech here. It looks like I lost a little bit of an exchange there, but I don't think much damage was dealt. 4 zealots, one of them lost his shield a little bit, and 1 marine is lost a little bit of life here, but it doesn't look like there was too much going back and forth. Now I'm guessing because the Protoss player is macroing up really hard on zealots right now, trying to get that zealot army built up, that he is assuming that because he's got this proxy barracks that he's just going to go straight Marines, which as you can see he's still producing Marines, but he does have a factory now. And he's getting a tech lab. So I'm not sure if that means we're going to see tanks or if we're going to see possibly Thors. Although for Thors you do need the armory in addition, which I don't believe he has started building that anywhere yet. So, oh, there is a battle going on. These zealots have moved out. He manages to pick one off before they get to him. Most of these zealots are actually full health still here. And one of the Marines is about to die, but the other 6 are still in pretty good health. And LzGaMeR is just kiting these zealots around. There are 2 more joining the fray here, and he's just trying to keep him distracted while he produces from his barracks, and he has nothing going in his factory yet. He does have a couple more Marines coming out right now. I don't think that's going to be enough to deal with the amount of zealots that he's got, although he did split them up. If LzGaMeR micros properly, he might be able to take a couple out while they're separated. He does lose one Marine there, but Sid does lose one Zealot, and a couple more Marines going down. These Marines are starting to get trapped into a corner here. I don't know if this is what LzGaMeR wants to happen here. And there's a couple of Stalkers and a Sentry out now, which Sentry so vital with the force fields that they're able to put up to block ramps and block chokes and block units. And you can pretty much create a blockade anywhere on the map that you want to using the Sentry's force field ability. And he also has, if you haven't seen this yet, the Guardian Shield, which costs 75 energy, and it basically creates a sphere that anything inside that sphere, any friendly units, whether they be yours or allied units, get an additional 2 armor, I believe is what it is. And it lasts for 15 seconds. So basically, it's a good unit to have in the mix with the rest of your army. And for some reason, the Terran player has a lot of Zealot. Oh, he does have the armory. He put it in a sneak location here behind this second expansion out by the red Protoss player's base, Sid. And he does have 1 Thor coming out right now. And the Protoss player coming over now, he's got 5 Zealots, a couple Stalkers, and a Sentry. So this is a pretty formidable Protoss army. I think he might be able to buy enough time here though to get the Thor out, although I don't know if that's going to be enough for the Terran player to actually turn the game in his favor. Oh, and the Terran player LzGaMeR is blocking the Zealots from getting to his Thor with these SCVs, so the Thor is able to do some damage without having to worry about getting hit too hard. But there are too many ranged units here. It looks like the Thor is going to go down unless LzGaMeR... Oh no! It looks like this might be turning. He manages to take out a couple of the Stalkers, and the Zealots are still not able to get to the Thor, and the SCVs repair the Thor. This quick Thor has been strong enough to take down that entire Protoss army with the help of these SCVs. That was an absolutely insane battle there. I know there wasn't a whole lot of units, but the micro that LzGaMeR was able to pull off with that 1 Thor in about 12 Zealots, or I'm not sorry, not Zealots, but SCVs that he's got here, was pretty impressive. And the Terran player now moving up into the Protoss player's base. Protoss player getting some more gateways and starting to make some warp gates here, so these gateways are going to be out for a little bit, although they will be useful again here shortly. And the Terran player again moving in here with his Thor. Back at his base, he is short on SCVs and mules though. He did take a lot of his SCVs with him out to do this attack. And it looks like he's got some spare minerals and gas sitting in his base. I'm not sure if he's planning on building another Thor or what he's going to be doing with that, but it seems to be he seems to be spending most of his time trying to focus microing this Thor with his SCVs, which still is in pretty good health, and with the amount of SCVs he has backing it up, I don't know if the Protoss player is going to be able to take this thing down quick enough. He may have to start trying to focus fire the SCVs rather than trying to go straight for the Thor, because he does have enough minerals and gas to keep this Thor repaired for a while. And it looks like he is building a second Thor, so this quickly going downhill for Sid if he manages to get a second Thor in this game without doing anything to take care of these SCVs or the original Thor that's sitting in his base still, and trying desperately to warp in some more units, but still he's focused. Okay, now he was focus firing those SCVs for a minute, but he decides not to for some reason. So still there are 8 SCVs. He did manage to take a couple of them down, but there's still 8 SCVs here backing this Thor up. I don't think that the Protoss player can do anything about this, although it does look like he's upgrading the charge research for his Zealots, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. And as you can see, he was warping in. I didn't get to see if that was a Stalker or a Zealot, but he did lose that unit before it was able to finish warping in. There's a 5-second warp-in period, and if you manage to kill the unit before the warp-in occurs, then that unit never finishes warping in, and it's basically wasted money for the player that was trying to warp it in. Again, the Protoss player trying to macro up and get some units here. They finally managed to start taking down some of these SCVs, but the second Thor is already built and up in this base here. LzGaMeR still has 6 SCVs ready to repair, and it looks like the Protoss player's economy is just going down in flames. And there's the GG. The game ends. What a wonderful strategy. I have never seen a Terran player attempt fast Thors like that. It was extremely effective, and having the SCVs to back up with the micro to repair and also to block the Zealots when he was in that narrow passage was just excellent play by LzGaMeR. What a game. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. GG.